Bob from Bobby-Bobspur TV. Big up to Lily White Lane. I'm here to do the debrief like I normally do day after a game for my man Lily White Lane. Great content. Please, if you're watching this, make sure you subscribe, like the usual. And while you're at it, pop over to my channel, Bobby-Bobspur TV. It's just a lighter look at all things Tottenham. But yeah, about yesterday's game against Palace, fantastic. It's good to see us carrying on our positive attacking mindset that we had against Burnley, Wolfsburger games. First half of Fulham as well. We just seen how good Fulham are by beating Liverpool at Anfield. Having said that, it's pretty. I'd say a quarter of the team so far this season have beaten Liverpool at Anfield, so it's not as big a scalp as it was, but it is still a scalp. Liverpool, well, but ourselves, Jose did raise a few eyebrows by picking Winks in midfield. I was watching quite a few predicted lineups, and I don't think I came across one channel that predicted Winks starting. Name was mentioned a couple of times, but no one saw it. I think Sissoko was probably the name that people were saying. So in picking Winks, yeah, it was a bit of an eyebrow raiser. His performance, it's Winks, wasn't he? Winks was just Winks. Passed it sideways, tried passing it forward a couple of times, paid off sometimes. Listen, I'm not a Winks hater any day. He's a Spurs player, so we need to be behind all our Spurs players, but when you see an average player or an average performance, they've got every right to be called out. You know, a lot of people are saying, oh, where's all these Bale haters now, etc. Well, Bale's rubbish. There's no getting away from it. Early on this season, Bale was rubbish. The last 3 or 4 games, he's been brilliant, and long may it continue. So it's all very well calling out these Bale haters, all people who weren't sure about Bale's performances. He had every right to be criticised. Every right to be criticised the way he was playing. And for a player who's still considered world class by many supporters and clubs, and on the salary he's on, why shouldn't Spurs fans question his desire, question his performances? So it was well justified. And I think, well, I'd hope that all the fans who were questioning him are now over the moon and right behind him. So it's not a case of changing their minds. I think it's down to Bale to change the fans' perspective. And he's done that. And I'm one of them. You know, there was times where I was thinking, can we get him out any earlier? There were times where I'm thinking there's no way we're going to be renewing his contract at the end of the season. I hope we do, if his performances carry on. Say what you want about Souness. He did have a bit of hate for Spurs yesterday, and pretty weird the way he really laid into Bale and Spurs. I don't know if it's something personal, the fact that we let him go at an early age and he still holds grudges against us for that. But he is right to an extent. He has only performed well against the lesser teams. Let's see how he does against the so-called bigger teams. You know, let's see how he does in North London derby, because I'm pretty confident he'll be starting that game alongside Ali. Having said that, talking about yesterday's game, Moura. I mean, if it wasn't for Bale doing what he's been doing lately and Kane doing what he's always done for us, Moura, hands down, was one of our best players. I think it's pretty much established that he's a number 10 through the middle player rather than someone who's going to play out the wings, because his crossing's just never been there for us. I can't think of many assists he's done for Tottenham. So I think his dribbling skills are more potent and have an end product when he's going down through the middle. First goal we scored with the Kane crossing it into Bale. it came from a Lucas press. Now, there's one thing Lucas and Ali both got in common, and that's the press. Ali, when he's on his game, he's great at pressing. He's always on the front foot and he's closing down defenders. But I think what Lucas gives us, he gives us a press with pace. Whereas if Ali presses and he wins the ball, he's normally reliant on the likes of Sonny or Harry to carry on the progression after the press. Whereas with Lucas, it's very rare he doesn't win a press and then keep hold of the ball and make something out of it, being an assist or an assist to an assist. Like I said in my predictions, it's on Premier Hotspur. Ali on form, normally out of the team, I'd be slightly worried. But with Lucas, the way he's playing, no worries there whatsoever. Backline, let's talk about the backline. Sanchez and Toby, I think, are pretty much established as a definitive back two partnership now. Do I feel for Dyer? Slightly. You know, maybe he's not had as many games alongside Toby, although early on he did. But I think Toby is that teacher that is needed by Sanchez and possibly any other young defender. And let's be honest, Dyer isn't old. He's young in the sense of a defender. He's still learning that position. And Toby would... The experience that Toby lends to his defensive partner is invaluable. Hence the reason why I think Rodon should get a few games too. His defensive partner is invaluable. Hence the reason why I think Rodon should get a few games before the end of the season alongside Toby. But I understand that's going to be pretty difficult now because nearly all our games are important. I'd say all our games are important now. Yeah, I think the back two speak for themselves now. I think Jose will make changes against Zagreb in midweek. Dyer might come in for that. I think Dyer will come in for that because Toby's needed for the North London derby, his experience again. And of course, he likes the odd goal against North London derby, against Arsenal as well. So left back, great to see Reguilon playing the way Reguilon does. Attacking with intent, him and Sonny combining really well. Again, the amount of passes from Bale that found Reguilon was brilliant. Nice to see a little competition going on between Harry Kane. I think Alistair Gold mentioned it. There's a little competition, mini competition between Harry and Gareth happening on the pitch. See who can do the longest and the most accurate pass during a game, and they were trying to outdo each other yesterday. I never noticed it until Alistair Gold actually mentioned it in one of his videos. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. And Doherty, he combines well with Bale. I think that's about it. I'm so glad he's not good at crossing and he's not confident at crossing, because there was no way he would have laid that ball back to Harry to score that worldie of a goal to make it 3-1. There's no oomph in Doherty. You know, with Aurier, he's crazy. You know, he's crazy, but at the same time, he's a beast. There's a raw about him, raw aura about him. There's intensity about him. Doherty's play can be best described as meh. Yeah, which is a shame. I don't think he's that Tottenham classed player. And I was asked a question if he'd be good as a squad player. Personally, no. I think when you have a squad player, you want someone who you can rely on to come into that position when our first choice right back, midfielder, attackers out. I don't think Doherty gives us that. Quick mention on the subs. Sissoko gave us that bite as expected. Lamela I don't rate him. Good at dribbler, then he passes sideways. Oh, he's like I say, he's still living off his Rabona. I can't remember a game-changing goal, game-changing assist, a performance that's really dug us out of a deep hole. It just doesn't do it for me. Personal opinion. Don't expect anyone to agree with that. Anyone or everyone, either, whatever. Vinicius, good to see him get some Premier League minutes. It was good that Harry Kane got a rest before a tough week. And he did what Vinicius does, holds the ball up. A couple of times gave it away, but he's a trier. And he linked up well with our other attackers, and him and Sonny linked up well a couple of times. And and about the other lot, Pierre's a Pierre, isn't he? 8 out of 10, always. Even a bad Pierre game is an 8 out of 10. So, and then, like I say, overall good for our confidence. Again, I'll stand by, regardless of the performances and the form that Palace were in. We should be beating a team in that position. We should be beating a Crystal Palace. I'll stand by that. It's a personal opinion. I know people will say, oh yeah, but Palace did this, Palace have got that, Palace have got this. That's great. What's happened beforehand, that's great. And good luck to them. They performed well against, I remember them smashing Man United earlier in the season. I don't care about those results. All the results I care about is Tottenham's. And we should be beating a team, with all due respect, should be beating teams who are fifth from bottom three, and who essentially don't have anything to play for really in Palace. So the test will come. The test is coming now. Zagreb, don't underestimate him. Good team, and the fact we're at home in the first leg. Although I always prefer an away leg. Being at home, it means in the second leg, if we build up a bit of a lead from the first leg, we can afford to rest a few players in the second leg, whereas possibly if it was the other way around, wouldn't have been able to. But overall, fantastic performance. Most importantly, we keep our positive vibe going. Scoring 4 goals, four games out of the last 6 is brilliant. And Jose's slowly changing my mind. I'm not all there yet. It will come with the performances against the better teams. But like I've always said, I want to be proved wrong. My thoughts are a bit indifferent for Jose. I want to be completely Jose's the man. I want Jose to go down as the best manager in Spurs' history. But signs are good. He's made a few changes. He's established a few positions, which is all we ask for. We all want our Spurs back, and if it's under Jose, all the better. That was my debrief. Please subscribe and like on Lily White Lane's channel. Really good, articulate, constructive views on all things Spurs. And like I say, my channel, Bobby-Bobspur TV. Have a look at it, check it out. I'm there with Bob Spur Jr. Brilliant assistant. You'll know what I mean if you check out the videos. And I'll see you again after the Zagreb game. I'll do my debrief for Lily White on Friday. Like always, come on, you Spurs.